Alright guys, how's it going? So, it is now November, Nightmare November, and I thought what better way to start it off than with watching a film that is an absolute nightmare. And I arrived at the just genius thought of, hey, let's watch Birdemic, Shock and Terror from 2010. Directed by, I've never known who directed this. I never want to know who directed this. But I thought this would be a little fun way to kick off Nightmare November. Let's watch an actual nightmare as I comment throughout it. So let's hop into Birdemic, Shock and Terror. So I'm like 2 minutes in, and I'm already kind of starting to like completely like rethink this whole idea. It's just 2 minutes of just like terrible shots of a car driving around. This is not going to be good at all. Yeah. So this guy Rod is what he walks into a cafe, and the waitress says, "This is her lines," and I quote, "Hi," and it's ADR'd in. Like, why? Why couldn't this woman say hi, like, correctly on set? Like, that they had to ADR it in, the word hi? Dude, this is so funny. This is absolutely hilarious. And she is terrible. And this guy walks like a robot. Our main guy here, Rod, absolute robot. Like, you're just like, it's hilarious. Absolutely. So, Rod meets this fashion model, and he ends up like having the worst dialogue ever. Like this, it's so bad. Like this, I've covered like terrible films that I say like are pretty close to like no redeeming qualities, like Return to Sleepaway Camp or Jeepers Creepers 3 and Reborn, same fucking thing, and Wishmaster 3 just recently and stuff like that. Like terrible, awful movies, but like I have to say that was hyperbolic just to justify the fact that like this is an absolute terrible film. Like in every way, shape, or form. Like not one redeeming quality. Except for it being so bad that you can laugh at it the whole time. And it's been fucking so long since I've seen this movie. But it is just as ridiculous as I remember. And as soon as the awful dialogue ended and the fashion model girl ends up walking away, this guy stares at her walking away for so long. Like it has to be like at least 10 seconds. Like it feels much longer. Like it feels like you're watching Michael Myers, like stalking Lori like down the fucking street. Like he just for it goes on for forever, forever. This is hilarious. And yes, the whole fact of it being a social commentary on fucking our natural resources and we're gonna go burn through them, we're gonna have nothing, and that's why the birds are attacking all the gas stations and shit like that. Doesn't matter what the message is that the director Nuggian, his last name is James or Jim Nuggian. To me, it was spelled the worst. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but just the whole message here of well, gas and natural resources, and we're gonna fuck the planet up, and all of that. It's terrible. Like, it's this is such a bad way of trying to portray a message like that. Like, just good message, but like not here, like at all. Like, it doesn't work one bit, and it just with how terrible everything else in this movie is, you just can't take the message seriously, like in any way, shape, or form. Like the birds is a much better, like in a different galaxy, like level of trying to send that a similar type message. This is just fucking ridiculous in every way, shape, or form. So watching Birdemic at fucking 6 in the morning, I haven't slept yet. Seems like a pretty good idea so far. So let's continue with this insane fucking movie. Yeah, so this motherfucker says to his friend, he's like, I don't know, if a fucking investor or some banker or some shit like that. He said he just made $1 million deal and he gave the guy a 50% discount. I don't know. That's fucking so insane. Like, who would do that? Like, this, and the acting is fucking abysmal. When the main guy, his friend looks like a serial killer. Like, he has some creepy faces and like mannerisms and stuff, like expressions in his face. Creepy fucking guy. Terrible fucking actor too. Apparently, Victoria's Secret wants the model for their cover girl. Yeah, no, they don't. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, this guy's acting is so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, I've said it before, and I don't even remember what video. Return to Sleepaway Camp, maybe. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. I said they couldn't. Instead of this guy, you couldn't get anyone else to act in this movie. Anybody. Go out on the street and get a homeless person and just here's a few $100. We just need you for like a week. We'll buy your food. Anything would have been better than this fucking guy. His acting is abysmal. Like, just the delivery of every line. He's creepy as shit too. Like, this guy is fucking so creepy. The way he talks to this fashion model, this girl that he's having this little interest with now, it's so cringeworthy. The script, the writing is just, it's abysmal. Like, it's so bad. The sound design is atrocious. Like, absolutely atrocious. Like, from cut to cut, they just silence and then like, and terrible. Like, so fucking bad. I can't wait till the CGI birds start popping up. You can't even call that shit CGI. Like, seriously. Even the fucking lighting is just terrible. Like, some of the outdoor shots, like everything is so bright and like overexposed. Like, it's so hard to look at. The script just is just the worst. Like, this is something like if you wrote a script like this, seriously, if you wrote a script like this, exactly like this movie, it's kind of like that thing that everybody has. We all have that one sick shit we've done in our lives that we'll take to our graves. We will never tell another human soul. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're all guilty as shit just like me, so let's not pretend. It's like that. You would not want another living person to read that script. Like, ever. Like, just take it out and burn it. Because this is just so bad in every fucking way. And the birds aren't even here yet. So, it's gonna get so much worse. But just the dialogue is, I'm already feel like I'm in the nightmare, like, absolutely. So, Nightmare in November has begun for sure. This fucking guy's face too is just so hard to look at. It's terrible. This restaurant they go to is open from dot dot 00 o'clock to whatever time it closes. Like, there's no hour. Like, it's just a blank space, and then not, and then 00 to like whatever 10 at night. So apparently it's open at 0. Just figured I'd point it out. I don't think there's anyone on this planet who's a film lover and like loves like how, yeah, all the aspects of filmmaking and stuff, especially horror and everything, but just film in general for this. I don't think anybody could see the birds come on the screen for the first time in this movie and not absolutely shit themselves laughing like I just did. Like, there's no way to take it seriously. Like, in any fucking way. It is so bad. Look, it looks so terrible. Like, it looks so. This is 2010, right? Like, this isn't. We had Jurassic Park in what, 94, right? Early 90s for sure. This is 2010. He he couldn't get 3 birds like flying in the sky naturally. Like, he couldn't capture 3 birds in the sky. Like, just had to have. I don't know. We'll just let's continue on. I just have to say that I don't think there's anybody who can watch this movie and see those birds fly on the screen for the first time, and they're looking up at them and like holding each other and shit like that, and not piss themselves because it looks ridiculous, like 1000%. This whole scene with the girl and her mom, the editing is so fucking bad. Like it's every time it's like shooting on the fashion model girl. I don't know her name like at all. That's still at this point, but it's on her. Then every time and the mom's in the frame, and then it cuts to the mom, and the editing is so atrocious. Like it looks fucking terrible. And then she gives a thumbs up for like literally that long. Right? It's fucking hilarious. This is so bad. So Rod's company apparently, like just like their software or something, got bought out, and they just made like $1 billion or some shit. This is so fucking stupid. Like all of this is like who seriously like who wouldn't burn this script? This is just absolutely insane in every way, shape, or form. But absolutely, and then they start clapping for so long, like again, like it just goes on and on, like the stare from earlier when he's staring at the girl walking away like Michael Myers. It just never ends. It's just like they probably only had like I don't know, like fucking a script long enough for 45 minutes, and they said, all right, we just got to like make sure we shoot shit for like mad long before we cut to the next scene, because if not, we're not going to be able to have like an hour and a half movie. Maybe they shouldn't have. They should have just kept this 45, and they should have just never made this. It's terrible, but and then the whole bullshit with Rod with them plugging hybrid cars into this, and oh, I got a fucking hybrid. It's like 100 MPGs. No, it's not. And it's such an obvious like I can't stand movies like this that have such just it's just the message. Like this, it's yeah, pretty much almost as bad. Black Christmas, the remake from 2019. That movie was just the propaganda, the entire film being shoved down your throat, pounded against your fucking face, kicked into your balls throughout the entire fucking movie. And that was the whole point of the movie. It was just to have a message. It was atrocious. And I was like, fucking, I felt attacked like watching that movie. What a bad movie that was. This is like the same way message wise, like where it's just pounding it over your head. So now he has a fucking hybrid car. It's like the Batmobile. This is I love it. You gotta love this stupid shit. When are these fucking birds coming and attacking? Because this is getting so boring. Like fucking like almost passing out type boring. Not really, but like it is this it's just the worst story. There's like even if the story was a little bit engaging in this, which it's not at all. But even if it was just a little bit, it would help it along a little tiny amount. But it's not. It's just the worst. Like, well, the whole thing with him and his business and all of that shit and the pumpkin festival and it's atrocious. I'm just sitting there waiting for a bird to crash into my fucking house and just explode me into fucking hell because I just don't want to watch this. I just want to see birds badly CGI'd thrown in here making gas stations explode and making me laugh. This is getting rough, like real quick. Dude, there is this cut here that is just hilarious. Like they're walking on the beach, and this girl is talking about like he asked her, does she have a backup plan for like if her modeling career doesn't work out? Which, I mean, apparently she's gonna be in fucking Victoria's Secret, so I'm sure she's gonna be all right for a little bit. But asked her about a backup plan, and she starts talking, and then right in the middle of dialogue, it just cuts to silence and then her speaking something completely out like that has nothing to do with what they were talking about. Like you just lost like 30 seconds of footage or something. Like it's absolutely fucking hilarious. Like that was so funny. Just the fact that they couldn't use an act like any practical effect for the bird they find dead on the beach. is fucking hilarious too. Like I gotta look the budget up for this movie. Like I have to know what the budget was. Like if it's more than like $100, like a few $100, I don't believe it, and I won't. Like there's no fucking chance. But like they couldn't, like just for that, like even if they were going to use like the CGI birds for the whole rest of the movie, and even if that was the point, like if and like it's been heavily debated whether this movie was always meant to be as ridiculously bad as it is, like a parody, or if it was really supposed to be serious. It was meant to be serious, and it is abysmal for it. But there is no reason that they couldn't just get an actual fucking dead bird for a shot, and then have the CGI ones flying around because they can't get birds in the sky on tape for some reason. I love it. It's great. Literally over 2 full minutes of them dancing alone in a club with some black guy singing some song, like the worst song you've ever heard, for 2+ minutes. Just telling you, 45-minute script. It had to be. It had to be. They did not have a 90-minute script here, and they just keep just making things go on for so long, and it's hysterical. Don't get me wrong, but it's so bad. It's so grating. It's just you want to. I've removed all the sharp implements and like objects from around me because this is getting so rough, and still not a fucking person killed by a bird yet. Where's the Birdemic? I'm waiting for the fucking Birdemic to get here. That's what I came for. I didn't come for investment banker who's a fucking creep banging some fashion model who never in the million years got picked for Victoria's Secret. Dancing in a club for 2+ minutes. No. So bring the birds on, please. The birds have arrived, and it is so hilariously bad. It is so funny. Like I said, you can't look. I dare someone to watch this whole movie without cracking a smile. I don't think it's possible. Like it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's so fucking funny. And also, just like the way that like when they show the birds like just hanging in the air and they don't move at all, like they're just like flapping like this, but like that's it, and it looks like they're like waiting to take a shit or something. Beautiful. Like such an even more insane touch thrown on top of something that looks so stupid and ridiculous to begin with. Them with the hangers swiping at the fucking birds. Shit, I forgot to mute it. I doubt they're gonna give a shit about copyright with this fucking movie. Are you serious? With the hangers attacking the fucking CGI birds, hilarious. Like absolutely like ridiculously funny, like stupidly hilarious. Like I'm cracking up right now. And what are they firing at? They have fucking like machine guns and they're fucking shooting out the window of the car as they're driving around trying to like get out of the town or some shit. They're shooting at nothing. Like there's no birds in the sky. Like not bird one. Like nothing at this point. I know a little later I remember like they're shooting them out of the sky and they just plummet to the ground, which is hilarious. But no birds in the sky. They're just driving down the street wasting bullets, which I'm sure they just have an infinite amount of bullets. So I'm sure none of that's going to matter anyway. But and then just the effects of just like the claw mark on every dead person's face. Fucking what can you say about this movie? Aww, then they find the two kids, the brother and sister, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to come out from under the car, like because the birds are gonna bite me." And the guy's like, "No, they're not." And like, "No, they're not. They're gonna fucking just scratch you because that's what they do in this movie." And then they take the kids with them. That's where we're at right now. The first shot of the first bird getting shot in the sky, and then him just just the sound effects of the gun shots, and then it hitting the bird and just and he just plummets. Oh, it's so fucking funny. That is so ridiculously funny. Just goes to show you that if you're a kid and your parents get clawed to death by fucking birds, All you gotta do, just hand that kid a little video game system, and they'll completely forget all about their parents and their love for them, and forget that they're even dead, and they'll be happy again. So, parenting tip 101. Walking in a gas station and walking all around the gas station with fucking machine guns, no matter how many birds are in the sky on that day. Every time the fucking shot of the one bird in the sky getting hit by the bullet and and just like plumping to the ground kills me every single fucking time. Then the fucking ornithologist at the beach that's just hanging out on the bridge that Rod points out and it's like, hey, there's an old guy on the bridge, which is just delivered so terribly. That line, every line out of his mouth, as I keep saying, is just abysmal. I mean, every character, like every actor in this movie, is just abysmal in every fucking way. Band up, like I said, a dozen homeless people, pay him a few hundo each. That's it. You would have had much better acting, like 100%. And now they're talking about the global warming and stuff like that, and fuck, this movie sucks so much. So even the ornithologist doesn't know what his profession is, because the second time he mentions it, he doesn't say ornithologist. He says orthologist. So I don't know. He doesn't even know what profession he has. The girl like taking a shit, and then the bird comes and kills her. Fucking hilarious. That is absolutely hysterical. Them firing machine guns at birds that are in the direction of the bus with people trapped on the bus is fucking hilarious. The bird just fucking pissed on them. Like, is that what that was? Because that's the only thing that was. Like, there was nothing else that could have been applied to be. Like, they just flew up on the little group of people and just pissed in their faces. Like, that's really what just happened. Like, there's no other explanation. Like, none at all. They stop for fucking gas. And this fucking guy says it's $100 for a gallon of gas. If I ever walked into a gas station, I don't care if it was the end of the world, and someone said to me, it's $100 a gallon for gas, they're getting instantaneously punched in the throat. Like right there on the spot. And then I'm going to go out and pump my own gas for free and I'm going to fucking leave. $100? But in defense of the guy a little bit, this guy Rod is fucking the whole movie celebrating himself that his company got bought for $10 million and shit. So he's a fucking millionaire. What the hell does $100 matter for him in this situation during like a fucking tragedy like this? Like a tragedy in many, many different ways. Talking about this movie, but what is $100 for fucking per gallon of gas for a fucking millionaire? Which he's not. It's just he's not. And then this guy fucking robs them and tries to take their gas. They have two canisters of gas filled with gas that they just spent $200 for. And the bird comes down and fucking slashes the guy's throat and he falls to the ground. And we get some practical effects, if you can even call it that. And they just get back in the van and they leave behind the gas canister, the one that the guy was stealing from them. Like, this guy was just bitching about $100 per gallon of gas, and he just leaves $100 there, just lying on the ground. Like, make your fucking up, make your fucking mind up, man. Are you like, you don't care about money at all, or like you're a fucking millionaire? Like, make up your mind. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'll never forget this scene. This scene I'll always remember because it's absolutely hilarious. When they go into the forest and they meet the hippie tree hugger guy who like pretty much looks like Woody Harrelson if he was a crack addict with AIDS. And he starts talking about the trees and how the birds aren't going to come there and they're just going after gas stations and people in their cars and the whole global warming bullshit. And then he just ends the conversation with, you hear a mountain lion growl and he just says, oh, oh, I hear a mountain lion. I gotta go. You guys better go to your car. See ya. And he just fucking bounces. I'll never forget that because I actually used to quote that with a friend of mine. Like when we first saw this movie, and we used to always say like in like random, we would just insert that into like random situations to get like out of a situation. You know, we would just be like, "Oh, wait, I just heard a mountain lion. I gotta go," and just like walk away or like end the conversation. That's the like only positive for this movie for me is that fun memory of that little scene right there. But that is such a funny fucking scene. And now the friends are dead, like his friend, Rod's friend from work, and the Asian girl that he was with, and it's so fucking on the nose too. Like earlier when they're in the hotel room and there's just a big sign on the wall that says "Imagine Peace," and it just like lingers on it for like the entire scene of her talking, and then now when they find their bodies and stuff like on the road, it's like she's wearing the shirt that says "Imagine Peace" on it. Like it's so in your fucking face. It's so stupid. Like oh, it's almost over though. So we're almost done with this nightmare. We're waking up soon. And then Natalie, that's her name, the fucking model. They said her name, so I said, all right, finally, like fucking an hour and 26 minutes into an hour and 33-minute movie. Her name is Natalie, and her, Rod, and the two kids just have a picnic on the beach because like that's the best thing to do apparently when there's a whole bunch of birds like trying to kill everybody outside is to just have a fucking picnic like by the water. I don't know. And then they have like their final little standoff with them, shooting them out of the sky in hilarious fashion as always. And then we're gonna have the beautiful ending here. Oh yeah, and then that's it. And that's the end of the movie. And then they just the birds just start flying away for some reason. Like I guess mankind learned their lesson, and now we're gonna take our natural resources seriously, and we're gonna start worrying about global warming, and so the birds just all pieced out, and they just four of them, the two kids and Natalie and Rod, just stare off into the distance over the water as the birds fly away. Birdemic, shock and terror. Oh, this movie is so terrible. Like this is like when I say all the time on the channel that there's never a time that I say that I'll say I hate a movie, like ever. But like, and there's very few times that I'll say a movie is absolutely terrible with no redeeming qualities. This is one of them. Like this is one of those movies. The only redeeming quality is just how bad it is that you can just laugh your ass off through the whole thing. Except like, not even the whole thing, which makes it even more terrible because you have to sit through the first fucking 40 minutes before the birds even show up and the hilarity really begins. For like 25 straight minutes, it's just fucking dialogue that is cringeworthy. That you just want to blow your brains out. Like, just get through this, please. Like, please, and you just want to like start fast forwarding the movie. Like, just it's a nightmare, like for sure. So this was a good way to start off Nightmare November, and I'm gonna fucking go to sleep because it's 7 in the morning and I haven't slept. So Halloween has officially ended for me right about now. So hope wherever everyone had a great Halloween. Hope everyone was safe, and wherever you're from, hope you're having a good morning, good night, and I will talk to you guys and have some videos up later. Take care.